Welcome to Debate Crypto After Hours, where crypto talks and fiat walks. How you guys like that?
I like it.
We're doing a little poker game tonight, guys. We're going to be doing this every Friday, so come join us, have some fun. I'm gonna let everybody introduce themselves here in just a minute, but I want to just quickly touch on the topics for tonight. So we are going to talk about political unrest and its effect on the markets, i.e., Afghanistan right now as an example, right? We're going to talk about the metaverse. And then the last two topics are going to be interactive. So one of those is going to be the timeline of the bull market. That's going to be interactive if you have some questions on that. And then last but not least, we're going to do price predictions. That's going to come from the chat, and then just some price predictions maybe that the other influencers here want to throw out. So we really appreciate if you guys would join us, be interactive. We're live on YouTube and Twitch at Debate Crypto, and TikTok fam, welcome, welcome. So yeah, Brandon, you want to start us off? Tell us who you are, where you're from, what you're doing, man.
Oh, I'm trying to get the stupid TikTok thing working. Name's Brandon. Crypto Brandon on TikTok. Yeah, I'm from Ohio, which is kind of cool, I guess. I don't know. I've been on TikTok for a little while. A little bit just before Crypto Keeper popped on. We kind of hooked up pretty early on. And then I took a mild hiatus there because I decided to take some of my crypto investment and open a retail store. And it's been amazing. It's crazy. Craziest thing I've ever done in my life, but it's been crazy good. So yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm learning a whole bunch of new stuff, and market's starting to look a little bit better. I'm not quite sold yet, but I'm feeling like the market's getting pretty good. So I'm excited for Bull Run 2.0. And I jumped in this week. I don't know, Crypto Keeper, I don't think I told you this yet, but I bought my first NFTs.
Well, no, you alluded to it, but I didn't know that you actually did it.
I did. I bought 3.
We're definitely going to have to get into that when we talk about the metaverse tonight. Let's
chat
about that for sure. Well, welcome, dude. I'm glad you're with us, man.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Crypto couple.
Hello.
What is up? What's up with you two?
Well, we are the Crypto Couple. We do crypto comedy since about May of this year. And yeah, that's about it.
We're in the middle of a thunderstorm right now.
Huge.
So if we happen to just completely black out here, that may be why.
Listen, if you're losing that bad, you can just tell me you are. You don't have to tell me there's a freaking thunderstorm going on, all right?
I swear, I hear it somewhere.
You can see the radar.
Welcome, guys. Welcome. Miguel?
So yeah, Blockchain Crusader, I'm here. We came up with this debate crypto thing, and we decided to have a poker game. I've also been getting into NFTs and the metaverse, and I just do crypto 24/7, all day, every day.
Yeah, cool, dude. All right, guys. Well, let's get into it. We're gonna start dealing. Hey, I know Brandon, you had mentioned earlier that you haven't played poker in freaking forever. Feel free if you have a question about something. Feel free.
As long as the game keeps me honest, I'm good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the game is only gonna keep you honest as you are intelligent with poker. I mean,
we'll see.
You're not gonna be able to cheat, I guess, if that's what you're saying.
No, I'm just saying, like typically when I play digitally, it'll tell me whether or not I'm putting something down wrong or right.
Oh no, that's not gonna happen.
Oh great. All right, well then you're gonna have to help me out a little bit.
All right, we'll get through it, dude. No big deal. All right, guys. So first topic on the table while Miguel gets ready to deal. Political unrest. What is going on with Afghanistan, and how do we think that it's gonna affect or not affect crypto? Who wants to kick it off?
Well, we've spent a lot of money over there, and that is one thing that Bitcoin fixes, from what I've been told. But in all seriousness, most of my life we've been over there, So
I think it'll be cool to see the uptake of Bitcoin
Yeah.
in Afghanistan.
You're already seeing a lot of these pieces come out, like reports from over in Afghanistan of, this is
So
something
let's see
that's
what
actually,
the media does with them.
well,
though.
right. It's actually empowering people.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. So you are under the impression that Bitcoin is going to make its way all the way. I mean, literally everyone on Earth. You think Bitcoin is going to be there, and you think that it's going to help solve a problem in one way or another?
I mean, I think that it already is, right? Like, especially like, so, we're in America, and I think a lot of times you maybe get sucked into a very American-centric mentality where we forget that we may have a lot of complaints about our government, but at least we can complain about our government. That's not the case in a lot of places.
Yeah.
So I think that we're already seeing in places like, El Salvador, for example, it's 10 days, 11 days till it becomes legal tender there.
Yeah, I think so. I think something like that. Yeah.
It'll be interesting to watch. And the whole world will watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. I'm concerned that we are going to just that something to do with possibly a war kicking off or just something negative like that could
definitely ignite some issues.
Yeah, for sure. No doubt. And I think that you guys know how crypto is. I mean, it doesn't really like the instability. It doesn't like the, well, what if this? Oh, you called it. Okay, cool. Woo. All right, Crypto Keeper took the first hand, guys. We're gonna keep you updated, especially if you're on TikTok here.
Crypto Keeper's a hustler, so
the Crypto Keeper took the first hand.
I was hoping you didn't have something that nice.
I can't talk and play at the same time, Crypto Keeper.
Oh, you got this.
My brain's I'm trying to figure it out.
I know you are darn good at multitasking. I see what
you got this, dude. You got this, dude.
No, I have a lot to say on the political crap, but not necessarily leaning one direction or the other, but like as it pertains to cryptocurrency, like there's just so many things that crypto unlocks, both good and bad, that it's just creating this monster of, I mean, I understand like regulation and what they're trying to do with that, but there's just so much pollution in the government, period. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's beeping at me. Hold on.
You're good.
There we go. It's just really hard to figure out what the right move is to make. I think that the decentralization of cryptocurrency in general is going to be the best thing for every good-hearted person that just wants to live their life and enjoy things. I think that that's the right move to make. But at the same time, that opens up the door for all these other places to do really bad things with such a unregulated thing.
So give me an example of what you mean by that, Brandon.
So like the part that I'm struggling with right now is like child trafficking. Like they use cryptocurrency, Bitcoin specifically, just to fund a lot of this crap and move money around between continents, like back and forth. It's just not good. Like, and since it's technically untrackable at that point, depending on how they do it, it's just making things really difficult for the people that want to use Bitcoin to go buy their groceries.
So
why would they use Bitcoin? I mean,
yeah.
Bitcoin is one of the most trackable cryptocurrencies on an open blockchain. I mean, that doesn't make a lot of sense for
from what I've gathered, I think there's ways they've been able to move it between the fiat and then moving into crypto, out of crypto,
nice,
to make it less trackable.
Brandon, I took the high pair. Yeah, Brandon took the high pair. So good job, Brandon.
Nice.
Cool. I'm not even paying attention. But yeah, and then on top of that, you've got all this political stuff that's going on, whether or not we should have backed out the proper way or whatever it might have been. Like, I just think that this is creating a whole big mess for both us needing to step in and take care of things, and then also for the people that are like civil unrest in our own nation, and like what that means for us and what we're going to be doing. Hold on. Both in the short term and in the long term. Like, this is literally history making.
Yeah.
Yes.
Events. Like, this will never be forgotten. And there's a large portion of people that are saying Biden screwed up. And there's a lot of people that are saying we need to go back in and take care of it. And I think I caught part of his little speech, but I think he said something about like they're going to pay or something like that. Like it was very like, we're going to take care of this. But like, I really, really hope we do, because there's a lot of really bad stuff going on.
You hope that they go back in?
I hope that we do the right thing and we get all of our people out the proper way, and we're not held to. This is my own opinion.
Yeah.
I don't think we should have ever given the Taliban they let them give us a time frame to get out and be like,
Yes,
yeah, we'll do that. Please don't do anything in the meantime. Like, who's gonna? Why would we trust them?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Good Lord.
I think it was handled terribly. I also believe that it would have been handled terribly no matter what. You know, this withdrawal was never going to be pretty in the first place, no matter who the president was. This situation with the Taliban and giving them some leverage on, giving them
Dude,
power.
did you just win with an ace high?
Yeah.
Wow.
What a joke. Miguel's over here spitting fire on the topics, and he wins with a freaking ace high. Okay, keep going.
So yeah, this whole thing about giving them so much leverage after that they cannot be trusted makes no sense to me. It makes no sense that we have left over I think it was $85 billion worth of equipment over there.
Yep, that's the bad part. That's one of the bad parts.
That's terrible, right? There's like over 6,000 Humvees plus a bunch of ammo,
Choppers.
other weapons, biometrics. Yeah, they have. I think I saw a video today talking about how they have more Black Hawk helicopters than most nations around the world now.
Yeah.
And it all begs the question, right? How do you get into that situation in the first place, where you even have the capacity to produce and pay for this many, weapons of war?
Yes.
And like that's where it goes back to, fix the money and you fix that's the underlying problem. It's like,
I don't know why we didn't take our time and move our assets out. Like, yeah. I don't think it's like, if I was in that room and having that meeting, like, at what point did the conversation come up and say, you know what, let's leave everything that we've put money into, all these tax-paying citizens, everything like that, let's leave it on the ground and we'll just pull our people out. Like, it won't be that big of a deal, right? They gave us this date.
Yeah. So let me touch on that because I was in the Marine Corps. So that is literally, Brandon, the part that pisses me off and makes zero sense to me at all, right? So I look at this and I know what OPSEC looks like, and I know what ultimately, obviously, is it me? No man left behind, right? And that's a saying in the Marine Corps for sure. But it's more than that. It's like we literally, when we leave a deployment, if we're going to, like, if something's going to get left at even just a particular site, we destroy it. Yeah. I'm talking about there is burn pile after burn pile after burn pile where we are burning and destroying, even down to just old weapons that are just that literally are no longer in service, right? So why in the hell did I just take that? Did you guys pull it out?
You took that.
Oh, okay. Why in the hell did you see the video of what we left over there?
Yes. My jaw was dropped. I saw so here's one of the things I really love about TikTok, and this is why I love the platform so much. There's so much candidness that just floats through the application. Like, you're seeing soldiers that are over there deployed right now that are just pulling out their phone and like, oh, you guys want to know what's going on here? I'll show you.
Yeah.
And I saw a video. Literally, I don't know if you guys saw this one floating around. I saved it. Not because I really want to rewatch it, but just because I record things and like save things because I know if they get taken down, it's just the nature of things. I want to be able to put it back up. Same thing with vaccines and all this other crap with COVID and blah, 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 whatever. Anyways, I could go on for hours. But my big thing was this video was of one of the checkpoints and like the gate, and there's all this razor wire, and this girl's literally reaching, like one of the Afghan girls is reaching through the fence, crying her brains out, asking for help.
Yeah, I saw that.
And I'm like, how do you not help?
So the one where they hand the baby over the fence?
Yeah.
Oh, I've seen that one too. That one's awful.
I don't get it. Like, if they were to ask me, what are you willing to do? I'd be like, let's figure out how to get this. Let's figure out how to work it out. I don't care. Like, what is more important to do right now? Nothing.
Nice. Yes.
Cash.
Who took that? Crypto couple?
couple to do that.
Okay.
About time. I was.
We were almost out.
Wow.
Nice hand. Nice hand. Nice hand.
I don't know. I think it's going to come down to, at some point, someone's going to make a move, and it's not going to be what our government wants. It's either going to be the people stepping in and doing what they think needs done. I mean, there's some videos I saw going around of a couple of our congressmen that took a private flight over there without anyone knowing and just did their own reconnaissance of what was going on in the situation. They're like, yeah, this is way worse than the media is portraying it to be.
Oh, 100%.
Like, why does it take this few that do the right thing to make this to bring to light the actual problem?
So then let's bring it back to crypto. How's it going to affect the markets if we one of two things? Let's say we go to war. How's it going to affect the markets? Let's say we just freaking drag our feet like we've been kicking the can down the road with everything else we've been doing for a while now. What do you think?
I'll let you guys. I got things to say, but I'll let you guys go first.
I think if we go back into war, if we go back into it, I think it will at first obviously have some initial issues with crypto, shaking the markets. But at the end of the day, crypto will rally because the money printing will start again to be able to produce more money to fund the war. And at the end of the day,
ooh, nice.
Who took that?
Nice.
Two pair? Ooh,
Crypto
nice.
couple.
Yeah. Crypto couple took another one. That's a couple in a row there.
Almost up to even.
So the same. I think they'll be printing more money, which will boost Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies in general. But at the end of the day, the nation makes money off war, and the stock market will rally off of that, and so will crypto. So I think it would be bullish for crypto in the long run.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that. On top of that, I mean, this is something I just recently started to look at deeper. But didn't the European Union, didn't they try to do this with their fiat money at one point and it failed? Just printing, and then it just became
every single currency that's ever existed in the history of mankind has collapsed.
It's just logical to go and it's stupid because it's so logical that no one wants to think about it. But since every currency that ever existed up until Bitcoin has ever really done this same issue of printing so much that it becomes a better fire starter than usable for any product or good, at what point, how on earth is anyone literally just kicking the can down the road? It's inevitable. It's not even will it happen? It's when will it happen? It's going to happen. And I think a lot of people are really starting to learn how to hedge, right? So this is one thing I was so irritated about with my upbringing. Our schools never taught us how to do finance, period. Okay. Ever. The only class I remember ever being told about finances and what we could do was I had a class on how to write a check.
I remember you and I had this conversation, Brandon.
Yeah, I had a little piece of paper that just looked like a check or whatever, and we learned how to write a check. That was the extent of nothing on investing. You were just trained. You're trained in the typical school system to work that 9 to 5 for the rest of your life until you die.
3 in a row, crypto couple.
Wow, these twos
they're on fire. They're on fire.
That's awesome, but I don't know. There's so much to it. There's so many facets of this, but I just was never trained on it. I think what's going to happen right now, I'm coming back to my brain now. I think what's going to happen now is people are learning, and I think a lot of them are learning through TikTok and mediums like TikTok on what the proper things are to invest in, such as real estate, gold and silver. That's the stuff my grandpa invested in. Yeah, but it's still when everything else collapsed, gold and silver was that tradable thing. Other than bartering, that was the thing that held value. So it's yeah. So I personally invested in silver. I think that if you do a little bit of research into it, the silver market is completely rigged, totally rigged. Silver is so suppressed. It's been suppressed since the beginning of time that when it does end up inevitably happening and the snap happens, it's going to be one of those things where silver is going to just snap up to 60, 70% of the price of gold. and it's just gonna hold its true value. Real estate, if you own land, you're already winning. Like if everything collapses and you own property, I mean, that's just a win. Now, when it comes to crypto, because I want to make sure I highlight crypto in that part of it, I think that it's such a speculative thing still in cryptocurrency that we're going to see probably a short-term response, just like the stock market. The stock market will not recover. Crypto will. And we're probably going to see a little bit of a short-term hurt, but the people that are smart, who are starting to learn and educate themselves on cryptocurrency, will load up during that time.
Yeah.
And they will be the ones that, when everything is left into the decision-making of how things are going to be traded in the future, will be set up properly.
Yeah. I mean, that's the whole thesis with investing, right? Is load up when things are absolutely questionable, prices are low, and that's why I look forward to the bear market coming up. And we'll get into the timing of that in a little bit. Hold on one second. It's what? It's really loud. Oh, apparently I'm being a little too loud, folks. Hold that.
It's probably my fault.
It is. It's all your fault, Brandon.
I know. I figured.
There we go.
I definitely agree with you guys, though, that I think
okay.
Overall,
Hey, listen, guys. My wife wears hearing aids, and she said it's too loud, so we have a problem. Okay. All right.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I was just going to say, like, at the end of the day, we all know that, like, Bitcoin, to use one example, has a completely finite supply, right? There's going to be 21 million. We know that there's a massive amount of institutional money that is not only pouring in when it's rising, but is silently pouring in when it's dropping. We know this, and we know that that 21 million number never changes. We also know that the rest of the market will rise and fall with Bitcoin to a certain extent, with some outliers, and usually in more volatile ways. With that, I just don't see any way, when there is so much money being created by the European Central Bank, the Fed, we're minting quite a bit these days. I don't see any.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. I mean, just like what, 22% of our total supply in 2020, right?
Yeah, just in a year. Yeah.
So they're propping up the markets, and with that, they're also propping up crypto. But when the markets fail, I would agree with you. I think, Brandon, it was you that said it. Like, the markets, when they go down, they're going to go down. There's nobody to bail out crypto, and it also is out a lot of maybe the projects that
Who took that? Who took that?
Crypto Brandon took it.
It's Brandon. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I guess I could just call you Brandon B. Sorry.
It's fine.
You were saying, Walker?
No. That I was just saying. I agree with it. It's going to be interesting. I think we're going to see. I mean, short term, who knows, right? But I would be pretty willing to make a wager that after the next halving, the price of Bitcoin will be higher than it is now. So if you're, it's like I'm just constantly trying to front run the next halving. Like that's what it's about.
So Walker, let me ask you this. So would you consider yourself a Bitcoin? Where do you fall with Bitcoin? Are you a Bitcoin maxi? Do you just really believe in Bitcoin? Are you all over the place? Are you way into alts? What's kind of your investing thesis look like?
We fall somewhere in the middle. I mean,
we believe in Bitcoin.
Yeah,
Bitcoin's number one.
Like, first of all, Bitcoin.
Like
it is the hardest money that has been created.
But we're not maxis.
But I also like NFTs. So
which is the next topic here in just a second. But yeah, continue.
I'm not going to completely discount something just because it's not as hard of a money as Bitcoin.
There's different uses.
I'm going to have far less exposure to things that are not Bitcoin, but they have a place, right?
Yeah.
You started with these.
Oh, you had trips.
Full house.
Listen. I literally wasn't even bluffing either.
Wow.
Good hand. That was a big hand. Crypto couple. That one was
Yeah, we really did.
That was a big hand. So, guy, you mentioned NFTs. Let's talk about the metaverse. The other day, I'll kick it off with this. The other day, Miguel and I got on to was it Decentraland, Miguel?
Yeah.
Right. We were on Decentraland, and Miguel has these. Hold on a second. Miguel has these. What are they called? Crypto apes or something like that?
Apes 3D.
Apes 3D. I can never remember that. And so Miguel has these Apes 3D, and as we're running through this metaverse in a casino, like looking at table games and doing all these different things, like somebody runs by with like this little Apes 3D like book bag on, which ultimately was someone else that had an Apes 3D that was able to wear it in the metaverse. And I said to Miguel, I was like, what the heck is that? What is that? And he's like, dude, that's what I'm talking about, bro. And I was like, this is it's so foreign to me, because I don't know, I'm 37 years old. This whole, like, some of the technology things that are happening right now, it's not that I can't see like where it's headed, but I can't see where it's headed. It's like, are we literally going to get to the point where like, I'll let Miguel talk on this, but are we really going to get to the point where literally people are wearing, like Miguel likes to talk about this, where people are basically wearing glasses that are going to show basically augmented another reality. What'd you say, Miguel?
Augmented reality.
Augmented
reality, where people have bought NFTs, they're wearing them in an alternate reality setting, and people aren't any longer putting on makeup and doing things. Like, to me, that sounds freaking like a movie, and it sounds wild. What do you guys think?
Sounds great. If I don't have to put on makeup and do my hair, I am all for it. So much more work for me.
Yeah, I know it's on me. Here, you ready for this? There we go.
No, really? Okay. See, I'm kind of like in between. So I fully believe that what we're experiencing right now, both in crypto, with NFTs, with Metaverse, all that stuff, is not what the final product is going to be. I think that just like when the internet came out, like it all comes from being around and seeing how things play out. Like, the internet looks completely different from conception to how we're using it.
That's the first hand Miguel's taken, by the way, I think.
Second,
anyway,
my friend, second.
Continue, Brandon. Sorry.
No, so when it comes to crypto, I think, everyone's wondering, like, oh, is Bitcoin going to be around? Like, maybe not. Like, we don't know. I mean, at this point in time, I mean, it's really hard to tell the future. That's why we're kind of trying to hedge certain things, right? So when it comes to like NFTs, I think NFTs right now is completely a bubble, 100% a bubble.
Oh,
in the way that they're using it right now. I think that the true use case, everything for me comes back down to use case. So like having VR headsets on or augmented reality glasses to see other people's like fake makeup, it's not where my brain's at. My brain's at, what are NFTs doing? So I actually invested in a couple NFTs that actually have a use case. Okay, they're not just rare, they're not just tradable. So, okay, I am a Christian, but I bought a couple devils.
As am I, and I saw the NFT, and Brandon, yeah. I gotta say this. Literally, the first thing I thought was, why did he pick that one?
I know, it's weird, but you have to look at the project. And I could definitely tell you about the project for sure. But the thing about it is, like, when it comes to use case, I think NFTs long term, the use case for it is going to be copyright, trademark. It's going to be if I want to know you own this piece of land, the deed is on chain. Like I can look it up. I can find it. If my computer gets blown up, it's already being computed by a million other computers. I can pull it up on my friend's computer, and I'll always know, hey, cool, Full House, that I got that thing from this person at that time for this amount.
Can we pause on that? He says, hey, cool, Full House. Yeah, Crypto Brandon takes it down.
I'm more passionate about crypto, my man.
Casually.
Yeah, just casually. But yeah, I think that is ultimately the use case for like NFTs in the future. So right now, trading like these little Powerpuff Girl like lookalikes or whatever on OpenSea or Rarible or anything like that, like that's the short term use case. Like it's okay, just because something's rare, I can make something rare. I can and beyond the use case of like or the issue with NFTs being like I just take a picture of it and then now I own it. Like there's that issue alone. Like that's one thing, but like I can also make one of these Gorilla Glues or make my own glue, and there's only one of them. I can sell it for 1 Ethereum on blockchain as a picture, and I made something rare. I did it. What I did. It has these 6 traits.
I agree.
It's something rare, but it doesn't actually have like the collectability of people actually wanting to collect it.
But it could literally be the only Gorilla Glue NFT on the blockchain, and for whatever reason, people get wild with it.
They can, right? In real life, I'm here in Miami, right? Before the Great Plague, right? There was a art
Great
festival.
plague.
Yeah, there was an art festival down here, right? And dude, hold on. Basically, a banana taped to a wall sold for $200,000.
Yep.
So if we're criticizing NFTs for being ridiculous, I mean, modern art has been ridiculous for a long time, and it still sells.
Well,
Did you stand in front of it and like
I took a picture
speculate with someone like now what do you think the deeper meaning behind this banana taped to the wall?
I think that
actually
that's the point though.
Mario Kart, right?
When it comes to the art side of NFTs, the value is in the eye of the beholder.
Yes.
Not in what everyone believes it is. When that person walked in and saw the banana, they went, "Oh my gosh, I just saw the first 10 years of my life flash from my eyes. I have to have that because my mom died. She used to make me banana nut sandwiches every morning, and I have to have this for my house. It's going to make me remember her every day." Like no one else is going to have that story.
Right.
And NFTs can do that.
You won't keep it forever. The banana.
Well, I know, but you know, that's the ridiculous side of it, right? That's the part that. You know, but it's little things like that. But when it comes to NFTs, okay, so when it comes to crypto, I am super pumped about these devils, dude.
So what utilities do they have?
So they have a couple of utilities. The main utility of it is that it's a very community driven currency. So they're doing a couple things. So look, just the face value of these devils at first. When you mint a devil, so I minted 2, I bought 1, so I have 3 total right now.
And what did you spend to do that? What did you spend to mint the 2 and buy the 1?
Don't laugh if I tell you this because it's true. I promise it's true. But I paid 0.0666 Ethereum.
Oh my god!
To mint 2 of them. So I paid that twice to mint 2 of them. Now, when you mint it, it's an on-chain procedurally generated artwork. So they say, okay, of this trait, let's say like mine has diamond stud earrings. They only gave 8 of those that ability, and on chain it decided which ones were going to be as they.
Hold on, what you're saying? They had earrings?
Yeah, they have a whole bunch of stuff: shirts, glasses, like
different traits.
Yeah, different traits.
Yeah.
Attributes. Oh dang! What did I just do?
Ooh.
You just lost a big hand, my friend.
I know. Yeah. So yeah, you have these traits which strictly only give them the rare ability factor, purely. So as I'm going through these, you know, I can pull up. There's a really cool tool called it's rarity.tools. It's a website. You can search through all of the NFTs and it'll tell you, you know, what things are not only what's the traits are popular. Which traits are rare, but what traits are popular by sale on chain. So if I go to Rarity right now and I look at my NFT, I can see the value of that trait. I literally have watched it go up 5x in one night.
Wow.
On the diamond stud earrings alone.
Oh, so, you can hold on. The earrings are actually
a trait. So the ears were considered a trait. So they might be like gold hoops. They might be diamond studs. They might be AirPods.
But you can buy them separately, is what you're saying.
Well, no.
No. It's given to you, and when you get an NFT
it's
like
a
that,
feature
right,
of it.
It has different features, and then depending on the feature, you get rarity.
Okay.
Yeah, and that card is those features collectively. So when I look at that one card, so I'm getting into the next part, which makes it really kind of cool. So there's only 6,666 of these NFTs.
I'll bet there are.
But here's where it gets cool. In 2 weeks.
What? I was not bluffing on that at all.
Oh man, I'm glad
that hit me hard. Crypto Couple just smacked me on that one.
I'm sorry.
He's taking the lead right now.
Oh, you're good. Yeah.
Oh wait. What is it? Hold on.
Llamas.
Yeah, we got some salamas
the
today.
tie.
Oh, nice.
Llamas?
The glasses are a trait. The flowers a trait. Like those are the little things that they have only set amounts of, and those are the type of thing that can.
And they're on the Solana blockchain, and they're called salamas.
Yes,
yeah.
That's my first one. I was like, I can't.
That's really creative for real. What did you spend on that?
Let's see, 15 SOL for that one, and 10 for another one. The floor is
$75.
No, 15 sold.
Solana, it's like $85 a piece
yeah,
right now.
75 $85. Yeah, so it's like, so you spend $1,000 or so
Oh,
on
yeah.
one of them. Yeah. Okay.
I also didn't pay $85 for the Solana.
Well, no.
Yeah.
Understood for sure.
And I really love Bahamas. It's like a thing. So this is like
Bahamas
we were like,
sweet.
it's our first NFT buy. Like let's love it.
Yeah. So can I come back to Devils? I don't want to interrupt.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
We'll do it.
So the cool part about it is in 2 weeks they're going to launch something called Hell's Kitchen. Hell's Kitchen will allow you to take 2 NFTs and pick the traits of each that you want and merge them into one.
Does it burn the original then?
It burns the originals.
Okay.
So now it's deflationary, and now the 6666 amount of them, the 6,666, is going to get smaller, and the rarity is only going to go up.
Then it won't have such a devilish number.
Well, yeah,
It's a sacrifice.
yeah. Why will it not let me? Oh no,
So-
it's my turn.
So besides that, you said you can merge them. There's going to be less. They're going to be rare. They're deflationary.
Yeah.
What utility do they have?
So here's the back end of the token. So they took all of the Ethereum that was used to mint that. I don't know where they actually got. There's a way they got more of the Ethereum, but they deposited at the end of their minting 66.6 Ethereum into a community wallet. Okay, so that community wallet is where every Devil holder can vote through the Discord on what like OG NFT we want to collectively buy together.
Wait, say that again.
So
You
let's
get to
like
vote on which one
Yeah.
you're going to buy.
yeah, so they'll say, okay, here's 2 or 3 NFTs that it might be one of the CryptoPunks or whatever. Like we're gonna buy that CryptoPunk and collectively we will own it. And that asset, as it's traded over time, 4.1 some percent of that of every sale of that one will go
So they're
distribute between every Devil.
they're doing fractional NFTs then.
With the flush.
Who just took that? Did you just take that, Miguel?
Crypto couple just took that with a flush, dude.
Oh,
Nice.
I didn't see it.
I was like,
Didn't see it.
gosh.
Because I was thinking too much about these devils, but now I got to ask. So, my question is, and I don't think this is the case, but does that start to verge on like a security offering if you are
Yes.
selling?
So
Like
NFTs are in this weird space right now.
they are
like-
not once you start combining it with a community product that is a
Dude, that's such a good point. That's such a
Yeah.
good point.
As soon as you do that, an NFT is an NFT. That's an asset. As soon as you combine it with any sort of shared community fund with the promise of
Yeah.
returns, it becomes a security.
Ooh.
Not in my eyes. But
yeah. I
Yeah.
mean they could be, yeah. You're
Listen,
right.
Walker is bringing the heat right
I
now.
wanted
That
to
is
do the
so-
same thing. I wanted to do the same thing with Zed horses.
Yeah.
I wanted to buy them, buy a super expensive rare Nakamoto horse,
Yep.
and then fractionalize it out to people so I can recuperate money and then pay out dividends as the horse performs. But then I did some research and I was like, oh crap, this is security.
yeah.
I'm probably gonna get hit with the SEC and get destroyed. So
Yeah.
I didn't
You
do
mean
it.
you don't have the kind of money that Ripple has to fight the SEC? No?
Nah, dude. I don't.
Freaking
Not
weak
even
sauce,
close.
bro. Weak sauce.
Yeah.
So yeah, so they are doing that, which is a very good point. I never really thought of it that way. But then like what does that do for, let's say that this team is outside the US and I'm an owner of the Devil and I'm just getting payouts for income in Ethereum. Then,
Guessing you
then
can talk to Vincent, but they're nice people, I think.
I'm just saying if the US wants to crack down on someone, like right now they are just starting to wrap their minds around how we can track your crypto. Like when it goes
Yeah,
into
who took
NFT.
There's a time gap.
Oh,
I don't even know who took that.
I think it might have been me because I didn't have as much chips.
Just a heads up, guys. We've got 20 minutes per the original game plan. So just so you kind of have an idea of how you're going to play on that.
sure.
Just letting you.
I have not learned a thing about poker.
About
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Yes.
I mean, your man's holding the fort down over there. So
I'm just clicking buttons over here,
That's all I do.
So I mean, I think the metaverse with NFTs, the metaverse right now is still very premature, but I think the metaverse is a huge thing in the future, in the next 5 to 10 years, right? Being in the metaverse. Oh, crap, it's my turn.
Did anybody else buy Land on Earth too? Just me?
No, dude, no.
Dude, did you?
I did.
What'd you
I
buy?
bought
Just
one square. My house.
You bought a house?
I bought my house, my little square, my plot of land that my
How
house
much
was
did
on.
that cost you?
It was like $18.
Oh.
Way back when it first started.
Yeah.
Yeah, this stuff is just way beyond. I'm not like the gamer in that sense. So like some of these things, I like really have to wrap my mind around whether, you know what I mean, like actually getting into it. So I don't know.
I'll tell you what's going to be the hottest part of NFTs is NFT gaming. Period.
Oh, no doubt.
Definitely, 100%.
The people, your WoW players, are going to soil themselves.
Dude, they're gonna be running businesses out of these play-to-earn games, man. They're gonna be running corporations. People are gonna be mining resources and hiring other players to mine for them. Dude, I can't believe I folded.
Dude,
I bet money I would beat
Walker.
If
You're holding a jack over there, my dude, and you just did an inside straight on the river.
This guy right here, bro.
I'm gonna rage.
Guy right here. Just everybody fold. I'm in. Dude,
cool,
you're
cool,
so lucky I folded, bro. I would have murdered you.
So lucky you folded. Okay, so let's talk about the timeline of let's go around. We'll start with Crypto Couple, and then we'll work our way around. Where do we think we are as it relates to this bull run? How much time do we have left? Where do you think we are? What's that look like?
Well, I mean, I am no technical analyst. I am no expert, not giving any financial advice here.
Yeah.
But I don't see a path where we don't have a massive appreciation, at least in the value of Bitcoin. I think there's going to be a lot of alts that get kind of, run through the mill at some point because it's just we got to like cut some of the crap out at some point. But in terms of Bitcoin, which is the one that I will speak about, like you look at those weekly, the weekly chart, we are just setting up to start making moves. You look at, people are talking about head and shoulders patterns. It's like, okay, this is a weird looking hunchback of Notre Dame head and shoulders, if that's what it is. Like, I don't know. I just,
that was good.
I
would love to hear Crypto Weatherman's type his TA.
I mean, continue, Crypto.
Oh no, I think Crypto Keeper. I think you were on.
He was trying to talk. I didn't hear anything.
Yeah. I want to let you jump in.
No. I thank you very much. I was actually muted and I was talking to TikTok. Sorry, but thank you for noticing. I appreciate that.
But yeah, I mean, so short term, who knows, right? But like over the next year, 2 years, up to the next halving, I don't see how you can have a bearish outlook on that. Like,
well, hold on a second. So back this up. So you don't see how we can have a bearish outlook between, like, do you not think that we're headed into a bear market anytime soon? You think we have an extended bull market coming?
I think that we haven't even really I don't think that we know what's coming yet. I think that the last few cycles we try to measure the future by what the cycles have been. I think Plan B's stock to flow model is really interesting, and the fact that we're sitting so far below that model right now is a very bullish sign to me. That model is proven to be fairly true, but again, it's like there could be black swan events. Anything can happen, right? We could go into another war. Yeah. But there's only ever going to be 21 million Bitcoin, and people just keep buying them. Like if no one else buys, Michael Saylor will just keep buying them, and they will be taken off the table, and they will be put in cold storage, and you will not touch them. So that's why I'm bullish.
And I mean, also for me, bullish anyway. It's like my girlfriends are finally asking me about it, and this has never happened before. So
she's been trying for a long time to get a lot of her girlfriends
a couple of years ago, they'd asked me just when it was like the hype was about, I don't know what it was, but like now all of a sudden everyone's coming out of the woodwork, and I'm like, okay, this must mean something.
Yeah, but you know what? That a lot of times the scary part about that too is it's a top signal when you're literally like just people that would never ask before. However, that being said, at some point so we view it as being like, well, Bitcoin and crypto is so mainstream. Well, of course we think it's mainstream because literally we are surrounded in this,
We live in
Echo chamber.
society, right? We live in this this world where, like, sometimes when I talk about it to other people and they literally look at me as if I'm speaking, Japanese, and I'm like, for a second, I'm like thinking, like, do these people live under a rock? And then I think about it for a second, and I'm like, wait a minute, they don't live under a rock. I just live in a little bit different world than they do at this point, and that's really what it is.
Some people just want to work that 9 to 5. They want to come home. They want to have that moment with their kids. They want to pop on the TV, watch a video, go to bed, rinse, repeat the next day. That's just how some people are.
And that's okay, right? Like that's
yeah. If that's the dream they want for their life, they should have it. They should absolutely be able to have that. But I think the people that want to pioneer something new, the entrepreneurs out there that didn't quite get the edge in the business world and fiat the way that they wanted to, are now finding it in crypto a lot easier. I mean, I'm one of them. I have been piss poor my whole life, and I turned, what was it, $4,000 into almost $50,000 just this bull run. I've never seen that kind of money. I've never seen that money. So I'm like, well, what do I do with this crap? So I'm learning to invest it like wisely. I put some of it into this business. The business is flourishing way before everyone's like, oh, you're not going to profit for 5 years. We profited in our second month. Like we're fine.
That's awesome.
So like we're okay. Life's fine. But I'm just trying to make those smart moves. I'm investing in some smaller, riskier things that like I never would have done in my life with house money, not scary money. So I just wish, I don't know, I wish I was taught this stuff when I was younger. I would have done so many different things. I know that's
where do you think we are, Brandon, as it relates to the bull run where we're at?
I think so. Everyone's right in regards that we have institutional money now. We've got we can see our different graphs and know where we're at in this cycle based on previous cycles.
I tried to push you out. I tried to push you out of that. It didn't work.
I see you now.
Go ahead, Brandon.
So you have all that. Those are all things that are elements of it, and they're all realities, right? I don't think that we had a short bull run because we have institutional money and things were being pushed down, suppressed artificially. I mean, to a degree that can happen. I mean, you can see it when it matches up with some of these other charts that are used in stock market. Like there are definitely bots that are causing some of this to happen to a degree. But the reality of it is, like, the people that are winning are the people that are buying, holding, and DCAing.
Yeah.
Period.
One more time, people in the back.
Yeah. Buy, hold, and when you're buying, DCA. Don't ape in at one moment.
Yes.
So those are the people that are literally asleep at night, perfectly sound, calm, wake up the next morning, have their coffee, they're loving life. I don't know. I think where we're at right now with crypto, I think that we're entering a phase where the money is so large that I think we're going to see less spikes that are so high and so low in the bear market correction and the bull market. So I think that, people that were projecting like $300,000 Bitcoin, I don't think we're going to get much over 100K. I think we're going to probably peak. It might be 125, 130K. I don't care, but it's not going to be this, at least not this run. It will eventually get to 500,000, a million, whatever.
So do you think do you think we're headed into a bear market relatively soon?
No, I think we're preparing for bull run 2.0. I don't think it'll look like any previous cycle that we've seen before. It already doesn't. I don't know why people are trying to compare it. Like,
well, people can try to compare it to 2013 with the basically two what ultimately is going to be two tops.
But if you lay them on top of each other, they don't even look the same. Like if you zoom out to a certain degree and you kind of line it up just right, maybe, but there's just no way to know that.
Yeah.
So I think my thing is, I think I've had better success in DCAing into certain coins that I want, in holding. Period. I've tried trading. I've done pretty decent trading on a couple things, but by and large, I had way more stress during that than I did just buying my Bitcoin and sitting on it. So for me, like, I'm kind of enjoying the NFT game now. I'm finding
big hand, guys. Big hand.
I'm finding those things that I can enjoy, and I'm making some money. Like, actually, the big face I made before we talked to Crypto Couple there about their take on crypto is I just found out the floor of these NFTs that I invested in. Let's see if I go back and find it again. I mean, they're already selling at 0.29, 0.14, 0.2666.
A lot of
I mean,
six in there.
And there's some people that have paid. Like, there was one that sold at 7:12 p.m. for 0.79 ETH. That's over $2,500 for one of them.
Yeah,
I think
I got into Apes 3D, and they're still selling them off minting every week. They sell 50. You can get in for 0.08 ETH, and
Nice.
the floor price being sold is, I think it's 0.44 or 0.5. Right
Yeah,
now.
it's crazy.
Yep.
My one NFT that I got ended up being a fairly nice rare devil. It's valued right now without being on the market, just from the rarity, at like 1.7 ETH.
Wow.
That's what's up, dude. So hold on. Here's the real question. You yourself said, hey, this is a bubble, right? And I know we're in a bubble. How long are you gonna hold this?
They won't be that long.
Okay, so you are actively going to sell this.
Yeah. So for me, current NFTs are market moves. So I'm not holding them like I am my Bitcoin. I'm absolutely not going to sit on that for very long. And you have to realize too, like, when it comes to trading in the market, when it comes to trading NFTs, it's all the same. There has to be a buyer present with the seller, and that transaction has to be like a perfect harmony thing. If the hype for devils goes away, I'm sitting on a bag. Period. That's just how it is. And I think NFTs will have they're more prone to people moving on to something else in popularity than Bitcoin ever will be. So it would be in your best interest to keep a pulse on what NFTs are hot, what's popular, keep that rarity.tools up in your browser and see where they're ranking every day. Like, I think we're in like the 70s for popularity for the devils right now, which it'll grow, especially when Hell's Kitchen launches and things like that. I'm going to start making some big moves. I'm going to start listing these things and potentially just getting rid of them. And yeah, there are certain things like there are art pieces out there that I think are worth buying and holding on to. But these little like picturesque playing card type things, procedurally generated, they're not those. That's not what I would do.
So we've got about 7 minutes ish left. Miguel, we got anybody in the chat that has some price predictions, guys? YouTube, TikTok,
with the price
Twitch.
prediction over here.
But I just want to say, ask for them.
My thing with NFTs is I definitely look for utility. The main reason why I like the Apes 3D that I got into is because you can use them in augmented reality. I made little videos on dancing, fighting. I made one fighting Trump.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. So you can make them do stuff, animations in AR, and you can do things in VR. There's a metaverse. I think it's called Soul something. And you can use the ape as your entire avatar. You can walk around as your
that's awesome.
NFT ape. But what I want to get back to the question about the timeline for crypto, I definitely believe that the end of this year is going to have a blow off top. But I do not believe that the bear market will be the same as the previous bear markets. I think we're going to have gigantic swings in the bear market. Institutional money is here, and Nick and I have spoken about this before. They're not going to just sit it out and wait till the next happening for Bitcoin to do a move. So I definitely believe that they're going to be playing the markets, and they're going to be swinging it big time, up and down, all the way around, all the way until the next happening happens, and then going to blow it off even higher at the next bull cycle.
So my biggest thought right now is looking at the economic landscape that we have right now, and we are going to have. It's just a matter of time, I believe, before something happens that absolutely makes the market dump. I do believe that there's enough manipulation that happens in all markets, not just crypto, but in the stock market as well. I believe that there's enough there that that we have to be prepared for the idea that, hey, they're going to move this around, like basically move pieces around like on a chessboard. But I just think that there's going to be some sort of listen, I hate calling it black swan just because that's what everyone like. That's like the thing.
That's what's in the back of my
right
brain.
now,
They're talking right now.
right? That's like the thing to say. I don't want to use that term. I just want to say that there is no political freaking stability at all right now. There's just not, right?
That can be
And
super
so
bullish.
something's going to happen. I just think in the meantime, we're going to get a hell of a run before, before we actually, hopefully before that actually happens. So that's kind of where I'm at as well. So we got a couple minutes left. We've all kind of hit on what we're thinking. We want a couple price predictions. Who wants price predictions? Okay, here we go. VeChain. My price prediction on VeChain is I'm going to give a little bit of a range: 60 cents to $1 by the end of the year. Anybody else?
60 cents to $1 on VeChain.
Mm-hmm.
I can see that.
Anybody totally disagree with that?
I think
that's what Bitcoin does, right? Like at the end of the day, if you're short-term bearish and think Bitcoin's going to be down by the end of the year, alts will be down. Like if not, then like sky's the limit, right?
Yeah.
But the market will just continue to follow unless we have like a huge deviation and the altcoin market completely splits, which would be surprising.
The ultimate goal with any investor in crypto is to profit, period. And you cannot lose. And I've tried to think of this in many different ways, but like buying, holding, and DCAing is creating winners. It may not be the people that this is like a low risk people that are in the stock market, like buying what do you call those? Where it's like multiple different stocks under one. It's like the NASDAQ or whatever. Like buying
ETFs. Yeah, ETFs.
Yeah, buying ETFs. Yeah. You want to buy in a little bit here and there. Like that's the safe play, right? And you're going to win. And then take a little bit of that money and maybe do some things like middle around NFTs or whatever. But like those are the people, like that's the message I keep on TikTok is like you will win if you do that. And I see so many people fighting for being correct about what might be, that the people that don't give a crap are winning. So it's like if you learn to do both, right? If you can keep one ear open and hear Crypto Weatherman and his awesome TA and kind of go like, okay, there's some tradability here for sure. Like for sure. He's right way more than he's amazing. Anyways, when it comes to that, like
I'm all in.
Like you can wow, okay.
Why not?
Oh jeez.
Guys, this is going to be the
Oh boy. Couple.
Yeah!
Woo!
Flush.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh shit, I forgot. My mother-in-law is in the she stayed there. Oh no. My mother-in-law is in town where we got my wife's grandmother's freaking funeral tomorrow. Hey guys, that hand was what did it.
Yeah.
We still got a minute. We
do have a minute. We gotta
finish this hand.
Yeah, we'll finish this hand. And I won't be a jerk and just fold. I'll act, even though I probably should fold with this hand.
Let's go all in again. Come on.
That served you well.
Yeah, it worked really well for me.
Wow.
Dude,
well, I mean, listen. I pulled.
Wow,
Yeah,
really?
you guys had like a 73% chance on that, and I just pulled that club on the river. So
wow, that was amazing.
Yeah. Guys, it looks like the Crypto Keeper has prevailed because I can't. Here, I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna give you some extra money here. Here you go. I'm gonna call that, but I'm not gonna win this hand. I'll tell you that.
How about now?
Still not. Hey, so before we jump off, here we go. So just I'll just call it for extra, for shits and giggles. All right, good hand, Brandon.
Nice,
well, good game, guys. Good game. Let me ask this before we finish. So, what is everybody's favorite project that they're most bullish on right now, and what do you see for that project long term? So, Crypto Couple, you can start us off. What do you got? What's a project that you're super bullish on long term, and where do you see it going?
Outside of Bitcoin and Ethereum?
I'll take a Bitcoin or Ethereum prediction as well, because
I just figured like though that's
Given.
that's
that is what I was asking. Yes, outside of yes.
I don't know. I'm intrigued by Solana right now. I think the proof of like stake via proof of history is an interesting model. I obviously I'm a Bitcoin's proof of work is Bitcoin's proof of work. So if we're talking about other types of blockchains, then Solana's interesting. I mean, I've just from like messing around on it, it's pretty quick.
Fees are great.
I like the llamas that they have.
Yeah,
I don't know. I've had a good user experience with all the wallets I've used. It's came out pretty recently here still, and it's I don't know. I'm intrigued by what the price has been doing recently too, obviously. But I think it's interesting. I mean, I saw there were some Chainlink partnerships that they were working on with Solana. So like they've got some stuff in the works. So outside of, Bitcoin and Ethereum, I think Solana intrigues us.
Okay.
Does it annoy you when people call it Solano?
Solano.
Is that?
I wasn't even aware that was a thing.
No, I haven't heard that either.
Who's Chinese dude everyone talks about? He's always
Human.
Pablo?
Pablo Human.
Pablo. He calls it
Pablo?
Solano.
He calls it Solano.
Yeah.
He calls a lot of things. So.
Yeah.
I got opinions about that guy all day.
Don't get Miguel started on Pablo.
I'm pretty sure they're very similar to my viewpoints.
Yeah. What are you bullish on, Brandon?
So there's a couple projects that have taken a little bit of the limelight, mainly because they're fresh right now. But I really feel like Theta is going to be a massive player. They've kind of taken a backseat to a couple other projects that have popularity right now. I forget the name. There was one project that came out. I forget the name of it already. But I'm really bullish on Theta's technology, in use case, and the partnerships. Like the partnerships they have is insane. Sony, they've got like the CEO or one of the CEOs or shareholders or whatever of Twitch, YouTube. Like they have their hand in the pot with everybody. So whichever direction they end up going, whether that's, you'll never hear of them, but they're the back end to how YouTube videos are being delivered. Like, I'm okay with that. Like, I really think that they're going to bring some massive utility, and their prices suffered a little bit recently, but I think that now's the time for I'll be loading up on it during this dip here. And I think it's got a pretty bright future.
Hey, speaking of Theta, Miguel, now that we did the full-on Mac Daddy version of Restream, can we push it to Theta as well? Because we had talked about that. Yeah,
we can.
Theta.tv, yeah.
Yeah, so I think we're going to be doing that as just an extra place to, you know what I mean, to push it out there. We obviously love crypto, so that made sense.
Oh yeah.
Miguel, you dare steal mine, and
I won't. I got some other stuff. I'm super bullish on what we talked about, play to earn metaverse tokens. So I'm super bullish on. I think it's what is it? Illuvium. Is it how you say that?
Uh-huh.
I'm super bullish on that. I'm super bullish on Mist, which is also an RPG style open world play to earn game. And anything with Decentraland and any other metaverse that's out there, because there's a few other ones. I'm super bullish on any of those type of projects.
What do you think about the launch pads like Game Starter?
I don't know. I don't know a lot about the launch pads. I'm kind of iffy on launch pads and how people launch projects on those things.
It kind of reminds me of like a DAO for games. They can do it on their own. I guess it helps a little bit, but
I mean, is it ultimately kind of like crowdfunding that they're essentially putting money together to launch these projects?
Well, DAO Maker, what they do is they take an upstarting ICO or whatever, and they'll kind of remove and mitigate the risk a little bit by holding them to a standard.
Right.
And then they get that kind of Better Business Bureau stamp of approval as they go through the process of launching. That kind of gives investors a little bit more of a better feeling about investing in the project. So some of these games are launching on Game Starter. There's a AAA title that's coming out, I forget the name of it. But it's all NFT gaming and the play to earn type stuff. It's really cool. I don't know how well those are going to do. I know the games will do great. The games will do fantastic.
Yeah, I think all those are going to do well. Mine I've been talking about for a while now, not just because it just recently had a thing with TikTok, the announcement with TikTok, but mine's been Audius. And I actually, in fairness, I can't claim that I just found this gem myself from doing all this deep research. A while ago, I was listening to Token Metrics. I don't know if you guys ever hear anything that they do, but they were talking about it, and I was like, you know what? I'm so into music. I had a professional music studio at my last house. I've got a bunch of music equipment. I love to make beats, do a little rap. I play guitar, I love music, right? And so I love the idea of giving the artists back the actual control of their financials, right? And the other reason that I'm so bullish on Audius long term, also besides the TikTok, the TikTok news that we just heard in terms of the partnership there, is because of NFTs. I think NFTs long term, Miguel and I have talked about this, are going to go all the way down the line to freaking driver's licenses, right? Like, it is going to just say, hey, prove to me digitally, because people don't want to carry around pieces of paper anymore. But you know what I mean? Like, prove to me digitally who you are, where you live, and basically I think an NFT is going to provide that, right? And Audius, part of their platform is giving the ability for the artist to be able to use NFTs like Tory Lanez just did, and he is absolutely pushing out. I don't know if you guys heard that one or not, but he put out a million NFTs, and he went platinum in less than a minute. Like, what a brilliant freaking idea. Whoever talked him into doing that or told him, hey, this is a great idea, was a freaking genius. And if he did it himself, I'm super proud of the guy. You know what I mean? But
the part about
is where it's at, I think
the part about Audius that's going to be different than everything else is that their functionality to be able to offer the artists the royalties they deserve for replayability and restreamability, where they get shafted by these music industry leaders every day. That's going to be the thing that I think is going to be game changing for artists.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm excited for. Like, John Mayer releases his own album or whatever. Like, everything that comes from that album, he's going to get via blockchain his cut. He deserves that cut.
Yeah. And there's nobody to step in between and say, hey, unless obviously they're whoever they are signed with says, hey, look, I don't care how you make the money, we're taking X amount of percentages. But I think what's going to happen is people are going to see people like Tom McDonald, right, who literally him and his girlfriend are essentially doing what Crypto Couple is doing in the music space, right, where they're making these freaking fantastic videos. It's just the two of them. It's not somebody else that's coming in and funding what's going on. And then guess what? All the money comes directly to them. And I respect it for sure. So that's what I'm thinking long term. So
it's all the hands out of the cookie pot.
Yeah, for sure. Guys, thank you very much for coming on. It was a pleasure, especially since I was able to take the pot there on the last about 30 seconds left or whatever. We do appreciate all you guys coming out. Guys, support us. We appreciate the support on Debate Crypto. And if you're not following us, if you're not subscribed to us, please do. And yeah, guys, we'll be playing next week. So we'll be doing this every Friday, the poker game. It'll vary on who's playing, who can play, who can't play, whatever. But until next week, we love you guys.